Bruyne's come around. Holland! Goal! It's Mo Salah! It's Mo Salah! Absolutely sensational!
And we are live. Welcome back for another live stream. Good morning all. How are we today? Did you have a good Christmas? Anyone get anything interesting for Christmas? Anyone get any absolutely terrible gifts? Welcome all to the stream. Omar, Flandy, TK, Saka is him, Samuel, Archie, Stevie, NetGeo, Jan, Saka is him. Welcome all of you and everyone else to the stream. How was your Christmas? Yeah, it was good, thank you. I just did the usual. Went around the families, opened the presents, had a Christmas dinner, watched a bit of Christmas TV, that sort of thing. Made a couple of transfers as well. So Ødegaard has joined the team in place of Saka. Those of you that had Saka, who have you sold him for? Who's your Saka replacement? Or are you going to just wait a week and bench him and then reassess? Morning David, how we doing? Boxing Day. Yeah, no, it's a stacked day today. Have you seen the schedule today? We've got 8 games on today, so loads of points up for grabs today. City versus Everton first, Bournemouth Palace, Chelsea Fulham, Newcastle Villa, Forest Spurs, Southampton West Ham, Wolves Man United, and then Liverpool versus Leicester tonight. 8 games. It's going to be a big day of FPL, one of the most stacked FPL days of the season, so let's hope Santa sorts us out with some green arrows. Let me turn the volume down a little bit. There we go. Hopefully you can still hear it. Yeah, who's everyone bringing in for Saka? Marius is going Diaz. Karam says Foden in. Rory's got Bowen. I love the Bowen pick. I've had him for 4 weeks now. He's done alright. I'm hoping he gets something against Southampton because that was the main fixture. But obviously, new manager Juric is coming, so we'll have to see how they look under him. He said in his first press conference, you can look forward to some death metal football from me, whatever that means. Henning has gone Diaz, so Zach. Gobi's gone and Bumo. A few Ødegaard buyers as well. Why Ødegaard over Bruno? I just felt they're pretty similar picks. Ødegaard is like the really differential pick. I mean, what's his ownership now? Must be under 10%. Yeah, 6.8%. And it's the best fixture, really, of all the replacements this week. And then Brentford next week, which I think is still a great fixture. Because they've got loads of defenders out. Vandenberg's out, Pinnock. I think Ruislev is flagged. Who else? Hickey, Henry. Lots of players out at the back for them, so that's not bad. Brighton away is not necessarily bad. And it's Spurs, and then I can make a decision on keeping him or sell him. So yeah, just kind of differential pick. And obviously with Saka out, there's a good chance that he's on penalties. You'll take corners from the right side with Saka out. Obviously he'll be on set pieces. So yeah, that was the reason. Mute the music. I can turn it down a bit. I think it sounds a bit dead when there's no background music. Is that better like that? Or still too loud? How about that? Jason says, Diaz for me, Liverpool are on fire. Yeah, I feel like Diaz is probably one of the highest upside picks this week, I suppose, because they're home to Leicester, right? I just feel like we've been there early in the season. Like this season, back in my Gameweek 1 team selection video, I said I'm going to pick players that are more reliable for minutes than I have in past seasons, just to see how that goes. Because I have picked lots of these players that aren't completely nailed in the past, and you end up just losing out than if you'd gone for the nailed player. And I deviated from that once this season, and I bought Luis Diaz when he was doing really well, and then straight after that he was benched for like 2 weeks in a row. Then he got a start, then he was benched again. But that was partly international breaks playing a part in that. But I just thought Ødegaard's nailed, so like I'll go for that instead of someone like Diaz. Bruno obviously would have ticked the box as well in terms of being nailed, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. I think one thing that's come out of this Saka injury is the template's been ripped up, right? And there's no clear best replacement. Like people are going Diaz, Foden, Ødegaard, Enzo, Ahmad. Did I say Diaz already? Bowen. There's like so many players that people are flooding to. Sarr, another one. There is no clear best right now. There's just lots of decent picks. So if you get the right pick, whoever you sell him for, then yeah, big upside there. Because all these replacements are low owned. So yeah, the template's been ripped up. So if you get it right this game week, big gains on the cards. Bruno, Bowen needs to haul. Yeah, I really hope he does. I'll probably bench him against Liverpool. I might sell him before City. I'm looking to maybe bring in Gordon from here. Because Spurs is not a bad fixture right now, is it? And then it's Wolves home, Bournemouth home, Southampton away, Fulham home. So that's quite a nice block of 5 fixtures. So I might end up going Bowen to Gordon, maybe. Ødegaard, not a goal scorer. Yeah, he's not like a goal threat like Saka, obviously. But I mean, obviously this season he's been injured for a while, but look at his past couple of seasons. 186 points, 212 points. He is a good FPL asset once he gets going. And the fixtures are there, so I'm taking a chance on it. Crafter, thanks to the super chat, says Cunha to Jesus. Is it Jesus, or Jesus? 1, 2 or 3? Jesus, or Jesus? I still don't know how you say it. I get comments every video saying it's wrong, and then I say it differently the next video, and then someone else says it's wrong. I don't hate it. It is a punt for sure. He's a proper streaky player. The first one, Jesus, with a J. With a hard J. Jesus, with a H. Jesus. Okay. Jesus. Oh, yeah, I don't hate it. Like, he's home to Ipswich. He's in form right now. Yeah, obviously, like with Saka out, then Havertz has been playing in behind, like a left-sided 8. So I don't hate it at all. It is a bit punty, but I don't hate it because he's cheap as well. I don't hate it. But obviously, like I said earlier, this season I'm trying to just pick players that are largely very good for minutes. Like, if you look at my entire starting 11, there's no one here that's like, oh, they're going to start? Is there a chance they get rotated in the near future? I mean, nothing's guaranteed in this winter schedule, obviously, but players that you'd largely say are reliable starters. So I'm trying to play that way. So for me, like someone like Jesus is off the cards this season, but I think he's a good differential punt for sure. Captain Bowen. I mean, I feel like this week, I did a captain poll on my channel yesterday, and it was like, it was over 90% were on Salah. It's hard to overlook Salah, isn't it, really? When he's just scored 21 points. He's playing home to Leicester. Frederick says, love the work you do over the holidays, much appreciated. Yeah, no worries. It's good fun over the holidays. I like it when the schedule's super busy. I mean, have you seen the turnaround after this game week to game week 19? It's like a day and a half, so I'm going to have to really smash out the content fast there. Div8 says, start one of Iwobi, Rogers, or Rico Lewis. Iwobi, Rogers, or Rico. I'd say Rogers out of those three. I mean, if there's a leak that Rico starts, I think he's great to start this week. But I would say Rogers out of those three. Then Rico, then Iwobi. In that order. Egdo says, hey Oscar, hope you had a nice Christmas. Is Martinelli a good differential so I can't afford Ødegaard? Yeah, definitely. I looked at him as well. I think he's a good option. Obviously, with Saka out, it's probably going to be Martinelli playing on the right wing. There are other players that can play there, but I think that's going to be how Arteta lines up. Trossard left wing, Jesus up top, Martinelli right wing. I think he might even start Havertz and Ødegaard again, maybe just Rice. So he might play with 1-6. I think we're going to see a tactical tweak to make up for the lack of Saka. So I don't know if we'll see Rice and Partey as much to make up for no Saka in the team. So yeah, I think he's a good option. I'd say he's the next best after Ødegaard, but he could even be the best, to be honest with you. Hey Oscar, Merry Christmas. You too, Eli. Hope you had a good one. Eli, sorry. Gone for Sarr. Watch Palace do nothing now. I like the Sarr pick as well. Obviously next week's the best entry point, but Bournemouth's not necessarily bad. Imagine if Saka starts. Honestly, don't. Arteta is absolutely done if Saka starts after all that. I mean, he was seen on crutches, so there's no way, right? There's surely no way. Now, Reliable in the Know account said he could be out for 8+ weeks. Arteta said he'll be back before the end of the season. You too, Tommy. So apparently it's going to be like March that we next see Saka. Is it over for Arsenal? Is there any way? Is there any way they can claw back lost points and challenge for the title still without Saka, or is it over? Is it basically Liverpool's now, or could Chelsea still have a fight in this? Super Duper says, thanks for your content. Bench Enzo or Rogers? I think I'd bench Rogers between those two. Quite close to that one though. Rogers is playing away at Newcastle. Enzo's home to Fulham. I would say Enzo. If I'm not mistaken, Fulham might be missing Burge and Lukic as well. So they could be missing a couple of players in the midfield there. So yeah, I think Enzo makes the most sense, just about. But yeah, I can understand the thinking there, because obviously Rogers, 1 goal, 1 assist last game, biggest score of the season. Austin says, happy Boxing Day all, hope for green arrows to all. Oh, fingers crossed. Today's a huge day of FPL, there's like 8 games on. How many players has everyone got on today? So I'll have Semenyo, Colwell, Palmer, Isak, Wood, Bowen, 6, 8. 8 for me. Yes, so it's 8 for me and then it's triple Arsenal tomorrow. So I guess if anyone's not got anyone in Brighton v Brentford and they're on triple Arsenal, then everyone's answer is 8. 8 players for me today. Huge FPL day. Says, best way to make up 85 points in the mini league. I think at this stage, I'd be careful not to look at who others have got and pick other players. I think that's too risky. Because your team in combination are going to be differential. Other people in your league won't have all the same players. I think, honestly, you just have to keep playing a solid game. Make the best decisions that you can. And then when you get into the tail end of the season, maybe then start doing things differently. Whether that's like using the assistant manager chip in like a place that other people aren't considering. If you still got your triple captain, I think I'd still use that in the double for Liverpool and Everton. I think that'll be game week 24 or 25. It's not impossible. 85 points is definitely possible. Definitely possible. We've still got just over half the season left. But yeah, one thing I wouldn't do is fall into the trap of just trying to play different. that more often than not will just cost you, because you'll pick players that maybe aren't the actual best picks, but they are differential. They don't come off, and then the actual good picks that other people in your league have got come off, and you end up just further behind, and you're caught in a cycle there, trying to pick more and more differentials. But yeah, it's definitely still on. 85 points is not impossible. Start Hall or Dunk? I'd probably give Hall the start for the attacking threat there. Who would you bench out of Robinson, Aina and Hall? I'd bench Robinson away at Chelsea. Leroy says like and subscribe. Leek Cruz says, hope you had a good Christmas. Start Hall or Colwell? I think Colwell. Let me check the clean sheet odds on that. So Chelsea are 4th, 33% chance. Newcastle, what is that, like 8th, 9th? 25%. Yeah, I'd say Colwell. It is close, because obviously Hall has got some goal threat about him, whereas Colwell doesn't really. Not much. Occasionally off a corner. But I think I'd start Colwell in your shoes. Disgusting says, morning Oscar, I'm 1965th in the world. Would you... Where's the rest of the message? Would you what? Hang on. From Cunha. Hang on. So from Cunha, Saka... From Cunha Saka to Trent Jackson and Diaz or Trent, Jesus and Foden, 4 free transfers. I think Martin in your previous video is considering something similar. Saka... Cunha Saka to Trent to Jackson. Hang on. Cunha Saka to Trent to Jackson. What does that mean? How are you going Cunha Saka to Trent? I don't understand this one. Cunha Saka to Trent to Jackson. That doesn't make sense. I mean, Trent Jackson are great picks. Diaz, a bit risky for Mins. Probably starts this game week. After that, I still think he's a bit of a rotation risk. He should start most games, but definitely not all. Same for Jesus, by the way. I think he's just one bad patch of form or one bad game from potentially being dropped for Havertz, but I do still recognise that he is a great punt because he's cheap, low owned, great fixture this week. I don't understand that one, Disgusting. Cunha, Saka and Colwell. Right, let me look at it again. Cunha, Saka, Colwell to Trent, Jackson and Diaz, or Trent, Jesus and Foden. I prefer the one you said. So Cunha, Saka and Colwell to Trent, Jackson and Diaz. I like that the most. I probably wouldn't go Jesus and Foden. That feels a bit too punty. I'd go for the first one. Jurgen Klopp says, best Saka replacements, thinking Diaz. If I was ranking them, personally, I mean, this one's really down to opinion, but I would say Odegaard and then Bruno. And then after that, it depends like if you can upgrade somewhere else with the money. Because I think going Enzo or Ahmad is okay. If you can use that money to buy Isak or Trent if you haven't got them. But I'd say Odegaard, Bruno. Martinelli, Diaz, personally. But that's like, again, I was saying earlier, this season I'm trying to not pick players that are like slight rotation risks or could drop out at some point. First time in your live, welcome CT, I hope you enjoy your stay. I mean, how do you guys play FPL? Do you pick players that are not completely nailed, or do you try to just pick the best X minutes players when you're making FPL decisions? Because, as I was saying earlier, in previous seasons, I'd be all over Diaz and Jesus and all these sort of players. But this season, I said at the start of the season, I'm going to try and just pick players that are good for minutes and see if it goes any differently or not. Even if someone like Diaz, home to Leicester, looks like massive upside. Like, you look at that and you think, wouldn't surprise me if Diaz scores a brace again. But on the other hand, the way it can level out is, what if he gets benched against West Ham after that? You know, an Odegaard gets a goal and assist against Ipswich, and then he gets an assist against Brentford. Suddenly Ødegaard's ahead. Kyle says definitely nailed Mins. FPL 1 nailed as well. FPL Bateman, morning all, happy Christmas, and to you, Oscar. Thanks very much, Marcus, appreciate that. 40 says, hi Focal, hope you had a good Christmas. Would you do Trent and Bruno for Saka and Digne? Okay, sorry, I thought it was the other way around then. I was like, what, you're buying Saka and Digne? Or João Pedro and Saka for Bruno and Jesus for Jackson? No, I think you've got it bang on the first time round. Trent and Bruno, 40. Bruno and Ødegaard are honestly a coin toss right now, in my opinion. I just went Ødegaard because he's lower owned. Maybe a little bit of Arsenal bias there as well. Like, if you're a United fan, maybe you're likely to go Bruno. If you're an Arsenal fan, maybe you're likely to go Ødegaard. I think they're a coin toss, so I just went for the differential. Like, home to Ipswich. Less than 7% owned. I just think that's massive upside. And obviously, the fixtures I think are slightly better for Arsenal as well. Like, Wolves isn't bad for Man United. Will they see a new manager bounce? Maybe not. And then after that, it's Newcastle. And then after that, I think it's Liverpool. So Ipswich, Brentford and Brighton, I think slightly better. I mean, Tottenham as well, home. That's not a bad fixture for Arsenal, is it? So, yeah, I don't know. I weighed everything up and I just went Ødegaard in the end. It's close, though. There's no clear, definite best pick. You can make a case for all of them. Like, Bruno has done more this season, hasn't he? His underlying numbers are better. Ødegaard's aren't bad. Like, he has been injured for a stretch as well, let's remember. Like, let's imagine he hadn't missed those, whatever it was, 8 games. Maybe he'd be on like 4 goals, 4 assists, and then suddenly it looks a lot better. Maybe he wouldn't. So go for the first one, 40. Tuna says, Captain Punt on Wood. Both Spurs are poo, Spurs fan. Spurs fan, and you're going to captain Wood against your own team. For me, I can't imagine a world where I don't captain Salah. I just think, I mean, look at the projections this week. I've been playing around with the minutes a bit, but even on 79 minutes, Salah's still well ahead. 8.5 on FPL review. Palmer second, Haaland, Ødegaard fourth actually. Isak, Trent, Jota, Bruno, and Bowen. I don't know. Is it? Let's do a captain poll. For me, it seems like overthinking it to not captain Salah when he's home to Leicester. But we'll go Salah, Palmer. I'm not sure who the other option should be. Isak? So, captain polls up, get your votes in. And if you vote other, put in chat, who's your other? Who would your front 3 be if you're on a wild card? It'd be Isak, Jackson, and then one of Wood or Jesus. Probably Wood for the expected minutes. I think on a wild card it's a bit easier to justify a punt on one X-Min's risk, because you can set your team up well enough to handle a potential problem like that. Holly is on Salah triple captain, and she says, Merry Christmas, Oscar. Tuning in while setting up for my stream. Good luck with the triple captaincy. Are you not going to save it, Holly, for the double game week? Or are you going to assistant manager the Liverpool and Everton double? This is the thing. There's more chips than doubles, so it's like, what do you do? If you use a triple captain in the double game week, then you have to probably use the assistant manager in a single, or you have to free hit in a single, maybe bench boost a single. There's more chips than doubles. There's probably, including that new postponement, there'll be 3 double game weeks. But we've got assistant manager, bench boost, triple captain, and free hit. So that's 4 chips between 3 doubles still. So yeah, not for me, Tuna. I mean, he wasn't even on that list actually, on the top projected points, right, for this game week. Salah faces backlash every Christmas. Is that for that thing he posted on Instagram saying Merry Christmas? I don't understand it. Is that just like religious backlash? All he did was post Merry Christmas. I guess I see the other side of it though. Saka for Ahmad or Semenyo? I think Semenyo. I think Semenyo between the two. Sorry, Ahmad or Semenya. I think Ahmad. He's got slightly better fixtures overall. I'm looking to buy Ahmad in Gameweek 21. I think they've got Southampton home, and then it's like Brighton home after that. So I would say Ahmad. And he's a bit cheaper, right? Is Cunha's band forgotten? Asked Sammy. I mean, there's nothing been announced. I think they're all on leave till New Year, aren't they? At the FA. They just thought, oh, we'll deal with that in the New Year once we're back from Christmas. I don't know. Nothing been announced. They said they had charged him, but then nothing's happened since. Remember, and they were like, you've got till Thursday to respond. And then nothing was said or nothing happened. And then he played last week and he scored nothing again this week. So, yeah, he'll play again against Man United. He'll keep playing until they ban him. He will get banned at some point. Disgusting says, sorry for the grammar. Incredible I'm at the rank I am. All good, mate. All good. Figured it out in the end. So yeah, look, 92% Salah, 3% Palmer, 3% Isak, 3% other. Insane. We're going to do a giveaway later in this stream. I'll be giving away season premium membership for FPL.page or the FPL Focal app. So make sure you install that if you haven't got it already. We'll give away 5 codes later for the entire season membership. Chris says, yo, Oscar, start Kirkez, Rogers or João Pedro. I think that one's got to be João Pedro. Like, he's home to Brentford, who are missing Pinnock, Van den Berg, maybe Roerslev, Hickey, Henry, like lots of players out of the back. It's quite a nice fixture, and they're playing it at home. And he's on pens. Got to be João Pedro. If I had João Pedro, I'd be giving him one more week, despite how disappointing he's been. Morning, Boofy. How we doing, mate? Lucidus with the 18 months, year and a half. It says, Merry Christmas, mate. Start Visser or Rogers? Visser or Rogers? I'd go Visser. Personally, between the two. His underlying numbers have been insane this season. Yeah, I'd say Visser. Like, it's not like Brighton's defence has been watertight. I thought there'd be a really good defence this season because Herzler's record at St. Pauli before he came to the Premier League was insane defensively. But it's not quite translated. But they're not doing badly either. Porro to Trent or Cunha to Isak? I think I'd prioritise Porro to Trent. Just because like Spurs' defence is woeful. Cunha's still doing well. He's got a home fixture. I think it makes sense to prioritise that. A transfer from Vista to Solanke. Probably not this week. Feels a little bit sideways, that. Like, Spurs are playing away at Forest. That's a difficult fixture this season. Probably wouldn't. Start Ahmad or Aina from Jay. I'd start Ahmad. Play the attacker. Thoughts on Martinelli? Yeah, I think Martinelli's a solid pick. I like Odegaard slightly more, but I think Martinelli's good. He's probably going to be the one playing right wing. With Saka out for a while. Starboy with that 18 months as well, year and a half. He says, I don't really have a question, so Merry Christmas. Thanks very much, Starboy. Appreciate it. Thanks for the 18 months of your support as well. Oh yeah, I said on the last stream I'll start adding some like animations to, you know, if someone becomes a member or gift memberships and stuff like that. So I've done that. Look, we've now got that. I'll have to find like the right time to use it. What else have we got here? Got that. Welcome back for another video. Anyway, McWell says start Larson or João Pedro. I can't drop a mid. Is that João Pedro or Pedro Porro? Start João Pedro, 100%. It's João Pedro over Strand Larson for sure. Nice face that. Oh dear. Will Gabriel Jesus play today? Yeah, I'd expect him to start. Might be Calafiori in left back, but most of the spots I think are fairly obvious. I think it'd be Rice midfield, maybe Havertz and Ødegaard. Could be Marino in for Havertz. And then Trossard, Jesus, Martinelli front three, I would say. How are we doing, Hadra? Hope you're well. Mr. Cheeky Chukas says, Merry Christmas, Oski. I went Saka to Foden. Thoughts? I don't hate the Foden pick, but like he has just scored his first goal of the season, right? But the fixtures are insane for the next 5 game weeks, so I don't hate it. Like if you happen to time it perfectly, where this is where City get going with these fixtures, which is possible with these fixtures. You know, Foden starts to like resuscitate some of the form he showed last season. Like Foden will be a massive, massive differential, huge upside. I don't hate it. I couldn't afford him, so he wasn't in the question for me. Because basically, after the Saka injury, I was dead set on buying Trent, so that limited who I could afford in the Saka slot to someone who was 8.8 million or less. So I went Saka to Ødegaard in the end. And it leaves me with 0.5 in the bank. So game week 19, I might just do Van Heck to Munoz, because then I can bench Bowen against Liverpool. That's one option. So I guess it'd be 4-4-2. Gabriel, Munoz, Colwell, Trent, Ødegaard, Semenyo, Palmer, Salah, Isak and Wood. And then after that, not sure on this yet, but I could do Bowen to Gordon. And I still have 0.5 in the bank. Like Gordon's numbers have actually been really good this season. And from there, he's got Man United, sorry, it'd be from Game Week 20. He's got Spurs away, Wolves home, Bournemouth home, Southampton away, Fulham home. So those might be my next couple of transfers, but not sure yet. I'd love to get Jackson in, but I think it probably makes more sense to not spend 2 moves. And it'd be difficult to free up the money. Like it'd have to be Bowen to Dibbling and then Strand Larsen to Jackson. So I might just go straight to Gordon instead and just kind of concede that I can't get Jackson. Amy Pan says, 1 free transfer, use Saka to Ødegaard. 2 free transfers with 2.4 mil in the bank. Has got Raya, Mazraoui, Gabriel, Colwell, Mbumo, Ødegaard, Salah, Semenyo, Palmer, Wood, Isak. Benches Strand Larsen, Mikalenko, Greaves, and asking for suggestions. 2 free transfers. Can you afford Mazraoui to Trent? I think you can, can't you? Just about. I think that's probably worth it, if you ask me. Although I know it's not a bad fixture for Man United, but it is away at Wolves. I just feel like if you can go Mazraoui to Trent, that's worth it with that extra money. Can you afford that in one move? If not, then I think I'd probably just roll the 2 transfers. Can't see anything else that's obvious. And Mbumo, maybe you'd sell him to fund it. Missing by 0.1. Oh, that's a nightmare. Is it worth Mbumo out as well, though? That's the thing. It's probably not worth 2 moves. Who would you sell Mbumo for? Maybe Ahmad. I would either roll or do Mbumo to Ahmad and Mazraoui to Trent. I think both are solid routes. I'd have a look at that, Amy. You're probably okay to roll, to be honest with you. Maybe buy him next week using the 2 of the free transfers that you have then. Any news on Cunha ban? Nothing announced on Cunha, so it looks like he's going to be available this game week as well. It might be like Game Week 19 that he's banned from, or Game Week 20. They might just be delaying it till the end of the year or the new year. No Man City lineup news. They do have the early kickoff though, so nearer the deadline we might have something. We'll keep an eye out for that. Strand Larsen has been such a disappointing pick. I know he has. I mean, he didn't even shoot last match. 0.00 XGI against Leicester of all teams. I bought him here, so I got the assist and 2 goals, but I mean 4 blanks in a row. Yeah, he's not been great. I mean, it's not like the alternative, João Pedro's done much better. I think they've probably done about the same, actually, over the last 5, haven't they? So, nothing really gained or lost there, but... yeah, I mean, I guess these guys are like 5.6 for a reason, aren't they? Jay says, is Jackson a must-have forward? Already got Isak. No, he's not a must-have. I was just talking about him, actually, Jay. Like, I'd love to get him from Game Week 21, I think it is, when they've got Bournemouth home. I think that's a really nice entry point there. Bournemouth home, Wolves home, City away, West Ham home, Brighton away. But I don't really think I can fit him in. You know, unless there's some other injuries that force me to sell players. But right now it's quite tight for money. So I'm looking to go Van Hector Munoz, which eats up a bit of money. And then instead I might just go Bowen to Gordon and double up on Newcastle. I think Jackson's a great pick though. Not essential. Attila says, hi, does it make sense to triple captain Salah? Well, Holly Shand was here and she's doing it. But I just can't help but think, now that we've got that Liverpool and Everton postponement, it probably just makes sense to use it there. It'd be either Game Week 24 or 25 most likely. So it could be Bournemouth away, Everton away. Or if it's 25, which apparently there's a good chance it will be now based on how the League Cup fixtures have been announced. It could be Wolves home and Everton away. I just think if I had my triple captain, I'd save it for that. And the other thing is, like, if Liverpool go 3-0 up, I hate to say it because everyone's captain is Salah, but he probably comes off early. If Liverpool have this wrapped up by, like, you know, an hour, I think there's a good chance he comes off early. Hope I'm wrong. Obviously, there's a good chance he'll have been involved in the goals by then as well, but I think I'd just save it. FPL Discomfort with the 5 gifted. Thanks very much for that, mate. Oh, my button's not working. Oh, there we go. Hey! Thanks very much, Kieran. Appreciate that. Thanks for the 5 gifted and for becoming a member as well. Appreciate you. Thanks for your support, mate. Official Iron Z says, Merry Christmas, Oscar. Hope the hangover is treating you well. Looking for a major differential pick to replace Saka. Is the only reason KDB isn't starting. I already have Bruno and Palmer. I don't rate Foden. I think KDB, his legs are just gone a bit nowadays. Apparently he's had some issue that's... Pep said something about he has got an issue with like his groin or something, and every time he plays it kind of, he feels it. I wouldn't go KDB. He's way too much of a minutes risk for me. Why not Ødegaard? Like, he's under 10% owned. That's a big differential. Or Martinelli. Or you go down to like an Ahmad or an Enzo, Bowen. But I'd say Ødegaard or Martinelli. Stick on Arsenal. Thanks again for that, Kieran. Appreciate it. Anurag says, I know this sounds absurd, but I'm thinking this with free transfers. Saka and Bumo to Sarr and Ahmad. And a Jackson to Haaland. Otherwise, I can go Saka and Bumo to Sarr and Foden and roll the third. Alternatively, just Saka to Sarr and upgraded defender to Trent. You know what? I actually don't hate the Haaland strategy, given those fixtures. I don't hate it. Would I do it with free transfers? Probably not. If I could do it in 2, yeah, but I think I would do what your last suggestion there. You go down to a cheaper midfielder and then an upgraded defender to Trent. That's what I would do, personally. But I don't hate the Haaland strategy. Has anyone else done this or considering it? Has anyone downgraded Saka and freed up money to get Haaland? What's the clean sheet odds? Clean sheet odds for Game Week 18 are as follows. That's from 11.05. So Arsenal 59%, Liverpool 48%, City 46%, Chelsea 33%, Bournemouth 30%. Leicester 4% chance. 4%. So what is that? 1 in every 25 games they'd keep a clean sheet. Even that seems a bit generous. Jamie's considering it. It's definitely like massive upside because not many people can afford Haaland. and his ownership's really low. Like last game week in the top 100k, his ownership was like 3%. So it is big upside, but transfers are valuable though. To spend 3, I don't hate it. I think I'd rather go the Trent route though and keep an extra transfer. Hey Oscar, what's your prioritization between Trent, Jackson, Diaz and Jesus? I think you've got it in that order. I'd swap Diaz and Jesus actually. So Trent, Jackson, Jesus and Diaz. I'd probably go in that order. Palmer captain locked. So yeah, let's end the captain poll. Palmer's on 4%. That's crazy. Like imagine if Salah somehow blanks and Palmer hauls. You absolutely fly up the ranks. I mean, what do you guys think Salah's effective ownership is going to be this week? Will it be over 200%? I wouldn't be surprised if it's like 210, honestly. Obviously, it depends on your rank tier, but like top 10k, I wouldn't be surprised if it's like 210%. Nah, it won't be 269. 185. I mean, what was it last game week? Last game week it was 181. And that's against Spurs. So what's it going to be against Leicester? Who went up last night? Ødegaard went up. Saka went down. João Pedro went down and Vicario. Only a few changes. Keep your questions coming. Hope you're enjoying the stream so far. If you are, do drop it a like. Make sure you subscribe. It's completely free. You can always unsubscribe if you don't enjoy the content. Ricardo says, hi Focal, which would you rather start, Rodgers or Semenyo? I'd probably say Semenyo with the home fixture. I'd say Semenyo. Pretty close, but I'd say Semenyo just edges that. I want gold says Rodgers or Sarr, brother. I'm still not sure on Sarr. Because he's not been consistent, that's the thing. Like the last couple of game weeks. I talked about this in, I think it was the Players to Buy video. Like the last couple of game weeks, obviously he smashed it. But then before that, he returned in like 1 in 10 games. But the fixtures are there. I'm just not sold on Sarr just yet. Personally, I'd like to see a bit more consistency. Like if he does it again against Bournemouth, then yeah, then we have to pay attention because then it's Southampton home after that. But is Sarr better than Eze? Eze's back for Palace. Is Sarr better than Eze? That's the other question. When Eze's probably on pens, he'll be on, you know, free kicks, corners. Russell Baker says, would you go to Trent and leave 6.4 or Van Dijk and 6.9 mil forward? I think Trent's worth it over Van Dijk. I think he's worth the extra, whatever he is, 0.5, 0.6. Because, I mean, what are the different options at 6.9 or 6.4? There's not much difference, is there? I suppose you could get Wood for 6.9, because Wood's 6.6. I still think I'd rather Trent and then just figure out the forward slot. How can I play my wild card? You activate it when you're making your transfers. So when you make your transfers and then press make transfers, there's a thing that appears on the screen and saying activate wildcard. There might be another way now. Did they change how it works? I guess I won't have the button on mine because I've already used my wildcard. But when you click make transfers at the bottom there, it says do you want to activate your wildcard, and you press that and then you get unlimited transfers. And then we get the second wildcard after game week 19, so not far away actually. Is anyone planning to wildcard like straight off the bat as soon as it's available? Or are you saving it for later in the season? Around doubles and that? Oh, it's different when using the browser instead of the app. Okay. Can I join your mini league? Yeah, you definitely can. The code's in the description. I'll put it in the chat as well. It's Joy UKC. There's the mini league code if you want to join. Joy UKC. Milkman says they won't ban Cunha after the deadline, right? I'm not sure if they would announce it after the deadline, no. I think that they would do it in advance enough for them to appeal as well. So, yeah, I think you're safe this week. Right, let's have a look at the scout selection, see who they've gone for this week. Let us know in chat, how many players have you got? They've gone with Sanchez in goal, Trent, Gabriel, Dunk, Salah captain, Palmer, Luis Diaz, Martinelli, Isaac, Jesus and Wood. So for me it's Trent, Gabriel, Salah, Palmer, Isaac and Wood. 6 for me. Apprentice has got 6 as well. Jan's got 5. Jay's got 3. Anyone got more than 6? A lot of 6s. Dunk's a bit of a rogue pick. I'm not sure why they've gone for Dunk. Surely if you're on a free hit, you'd never pick Dunk this week. Surely not. Like, there's got to be a better defender for about 4.5 that you'd go for over Dunk. El Padrino, good to see you, mate. He's got 4. 5, 6 for Boofy. Pretty solid team, to be fair. I can't really fault most of the players, but I probably wouldn't go Dunk. I think the rest is good. Yeah, I mean, if you were on a free hit, you'd have to have Jesus, wouldn't you? You'd go triple Arsenal, triple Liverpool. That'd be the foundation. Lambo says, if you save your wildcard from the start of the season, do you get 2 wildcards after Game Week 19? No, you have to use it or you lose it. That would be interesting, actually. Imagine if you could roll a wildcard. That'd be interesting. It'd be really hard to do. Like, your squad management has to be absolutely on point to not need to wildcard at all. I mean, I did the experts video yesterday, Christmas Day upload, and there was 1 wildcard active there, but 99% have used theirs now. So I only got like another 2 game weeks to use it. No, 1 more game week after this one. But yeah, it's really hard to like save a wildcard for that long. That'd be an interesting change. Thank you. Apologies, I don't know how to say your name, but thank you so much for becoming a member as well. Get the confetti cannon out. Why does this not work now? Oh, there we go. Thanks for becoming a member. Appreciate your support. Thanks for that. United better win. Yeah, I mean, it's a really important game, isn't it? Like, obviously he's going to get as long as he needs, but it's going to get a bit ugly if they lose to Wolves as well. After that 3-0 home loss to Bournemouth last game week. Ollie in the chat, Team Erdegaard. Good man, Ollie. Good man. When's the assistant manager chip in? That's available game week 24. So, another 6 game weeks. So that'll be in February that we get that, I think. Cunha hat-trick? I hope not. I hope not. I sold him for Isaac, which hasn't gone badly, to be fair, but the fact that Cunha's still scoring and I don't have him isn't great. Although he's being sold a lot, isn't he? Despite still being available. Peter says, good morning, Oscar. Merry Christmas. You too, Peter. Hope you had a good one, mate. Will Cunha play against Man United? Yeah, it looks like he will. Nothing's been announced, so we can assume he's available. Lewis or Concert to start? I'd start Lewis, yeah. Start Lewis. Keep an eye out for leaks, just in case there's something near the deadline, because they do have the early kickoff. Ash says, like the stream for Christmas for Oscar. Come on, early guy. Thanks very much, Ash. Cunha to Jesus. Already got Isaac and Jackson. Yeah, we were talking about Jesus earlier. I think he's a nice pick, especially with this fixture. But this season, I'm trying to just not pick players that are like not completely nailed. Might be rotation risks. Like the one time I've deviated from that plan this season was Luis Diaz, and then he started immediately getting benched. So that was the FPL gods reminding me. So yeah, I'm personally avoiding all those type of picks this season as much as possible. And yeah, I massively regretted it that one time I didn't stick to the plan and ended up going for Diaz when he was smashing it, but then he ended up getting benched a couple of times straight away. Enzo or João Pedro to start? I think you got to start João Pedro on pens. He's also got home fixture, better than Enzo's fixture slightly. Bench boost when? Not sure yet. I mean, it'll probably be whenever the double game weeks are later in the season. Where do we get leaked lineup news? You get it from various accounts on Twitter. I don't know if they'll post anything today, but like FPL Tony, FPL Main Road, sometimes post City leaks. So if there's any leaks we ever get in streams, you see on the bottom left of your screen, there's that widget that says starts bench. If we ever get anything reliable, then I just chuck it in there, and I'll put in brackets who the source is to help with your FPL decisions. So like, if we get one that Lewis starts, I think he's great to play this week. I don't think it's bad to play Lewis if he starts against Everton. I think it's at home as well, isn't it? Matthew says, happy holidays. Is it worth a hit for Porro to Trent? I also have Gabriel, Hall and Milenkovic alongside. We just wait until next game we can get Munoz for free. You know what? I'd be tempted to do it even for a hit. I think Trent just has potential to be a really long-term pick, and you'll get those 4 points back, maybe even this week. I think I'd do that, you know. If I was in a position this week where I only had one transfer, I still probably would have taken the -4 to go Porro to Trent, rather than just selling Saka, if that makes sense. So I would do it, yeah. Flecken or Verbruggen. Let's have a quick peek at the clean sheet odds. So Flecken 16% chance, Verbruggen 27. So yeah, start Verbruggen. How do you check your team's value? Depends if you're on the website or the app. On the website, you just scroll down and it's on the right hand side on that sidebar. On the app, I think you have to tap your team name. Does Teddy have a Christmas hat on? Not at the moment. He's still asleep in bed. He's still asleep. He's not a morning person. Mikey, thanks for the 11 months, mate. He says, Merry Christmas, watching in bed with an Irish coffee. What's an Irish coffee? Is that Bailey's? Well, I feel like I should know what that is. Is it when it's got Bailey's in it? I had a Bailey's hot chocolate the other day. It was unbelievable. I'd never had one before. Bailey's hot chocolate. Don't knock it till you tried it. John says, Merry Christmas, everyone. May your FPL dreams come true. Hey, hopefully, huge green arrow this week. I mean, have you seen the projected goals for this game week? Some of the... I mean, I think Liverpool versus Leicester is by far the highest projected goals this season. Let me try and find a graphic. It was from Rob TFPL. And he did one comparing the most this season. Oh yeah, here it is. Check this out. So these are the most projected goals by fixture this season. And look, we've got 2 in the top 4 just this game week. Liverpool 3.65 projected goals against Leicester. Arsenal exactly 3 against Ipswich. So 2 of the top 4 for the season so far this game week. And we've also got the goal scorer odds here as well from Rob TFPL. So Salah 1.04. Haaland is in second, then Havertz, Jesus, Isak, Gakpo, Palmer, Luis Diaz, João Pedro, Wood, Højlund and Trossard. So hopefully lots of goals this week. And big green arrows for everyone. What was the Irish coffee? Did Mikey answer? A Jameson whiskey. Oh, okay. I'll have to try that. I've actually got a Jameson whiskey on my shelf, on my booze shelf in the living room. Havertz brace incoming. Yeah, I mean, we'll do the scoreline predictions later, but I feel like that one's a 3 or 4-0. Had a big red arrow last week of Palmer captain. I mean, that was a crazy swing. Absolutely crazy. Rob has a new graph up, does he? What was the graph? What, for the projected goal scorers? Oh, yeah. Oh, okay, interesting. I'll share this instead. Slightly different numbers. So Jota moves up to 3rd, so I suppose he is expected to be up top. Or are the odds assuming that the player starts? What's the deal there? Because you can't have Gakpo, Luis Diaz and Jota. Oh, technically you can, but it's not really how Slot's going to line them up, is it? More or less the same. How many players have you guys got from this list? So I've got Salah, Isak, Palmer and Wood. Just 4 for me. And I've got more than 4 from the top goal scorer odds. Ayan says bench 1, Enzo, Wood or João Pedro. I'd also, should I free transfer João Pedro to Jesus or wait this game week? Also, how is Saka to Martinelli? Yeah, I like Saka to Martinelli. I went for Ødegaard personally. You got 5, damn. If you got 5, I think you're on for a great week potentially. Yeah, I like Saka to Martinelli. I went Ødegaard myself, but I think Martinelli's a really solid pick. Don't get me wrong. João Pedro to... Nah, I think I'd give him one more week, personally. It's not a bad fixture home to Brentford when they're missing so many players at the back. I feel like I'd rather save that transfer. That's going to come in more valuable next week. And you might want to sell him for someone else by next week. But bench Enzo, Wood or João Pedro. That's really difficult because they're all solid this week. I'd probably bench Enzo out of those 3. Just about. Start the strikers. Both of them on penalty duties. I'd do that. FPL's More Than a Hobby says, which one of Evan Nilsson, Kirkes and Rodgers would you recommend starting? I'd start Evan Nilsson. I know he's been a bit disappointing recently, but start the striker with a home fixture. As opposed to the defender with the home fixture or Rodgers away at Newcastle, who are doing really well right now. Iwobi versus Sarr versus Semenyo, your thoughts? I mean, if I had to pick one between the 3, I'd say Sarr, then Semenyo, then Iwobi. Like, Iwobi, the entry point really was last game week. This week, obviously, we're at Chelsea, then they've got a couple of nice fixtures again. But I think Sarr... I'd like to see more from Sarr, though, before I consider him. He's had 2 good game weeks in a row. I was saying earlier, like, he'd blanked loads before that. You need consistency in an FPL asset. Weck says, hey Oscar, I'm between 2 players, either Gordon or Sarr. Gordon rotates very well with my team, and I'm getting Crystal Palace players next game week. Any advice? Gordon or Sarr? I prefer Gordon. But obviously we're talking about 2 different price points there. It's like 1.5 mil separates them. But I would say Gordon. I'm looking to buy Gordon for Bowen in a couple of weeks' time, myself. Probably from Tottenham onwards. So it's Tottenham away, Wolves home, Bournemouth home, Southampton away, Fulham home. That's like a really nice block of 5. I mean, City away is not bad either. Unless they make loads of signings in the January window and have everyone back from injury. Connor Jones, big up Focal. How we doing, Connor? Yeah, I mean, I'd say Gordon between the 2. Monkey Man says, just noticed 10 out of my starting 11 at home, so here's hoping. Has anyone got 11 out of 11? I think I'm on 10 as well. Yeah, just Bowen away for me. I'm guessing those of you that are on like 10 out of 11 have got someone like Bruno or Ahmed or Bowen who play away. Lots of home fixtures this week. So yeah, I've got 0.5 mil left in the bank. If anyone's wondering what moves I've made, I went Saka to Ødegaard and I went Pedro Porro to Trent. 0.5 in the bank, so I might go Van Heck to Munoz in game week 19 because they've got Southampton home. And then, as I was saying, maybe after that, Bowen to Gordon for that nice run of games Newcastle have got. Because Isak's ownership's just climbing and climbing, so I quite like the double Newcastle attack as a hedge against just having Isak. Less and less upside every week with Isak because more and more are buying him. What's his ownership now anyway? Yeah, it's almost 40%. And that's going to be way, way higher at certain rank tiers. Like, I'm trying to get inside the top 100k. If I can do it this week, that would be incredible. 117k at the moment. What rank is everyone? How's everyone getting on rank-wise? I'm going to take a screenshot of the live FPL updated table, which shows the rank tiers. So I'm 4 points outside top 100k apparently. There you go. So check how many total points you're on and how you compare to this. These are the points at certain tiers. So basically, ignore the second column. It's that one there, points post auto subs. So those are the points required to get into certain tiers. So yeah, for 1 million, it's 1,024 points. 500k, 1,052. 100k is 1,099. Your 14k, very nice. 480k, 1 mil. 536k. Terj is 13k. Having a great season, Terj. 1.5 mil, 24k. 7k. 1.2 mil, 200k. It's good to see lots of members, by the way. Loads of green usernames here. Welcome all the members. Alright, let's flick back over. Pinners React says, I'm considering Mazraoui to Munoz. Thoughts? Don't know if you need to make the move this week, do you? That feels a bit sideways this week to me. Why not do it next week? I mean, what's better? Man United against Wolves or Palace against Bournemouth? It seems pretty similar to me, so why spend a move on it? I'd probably leave that a week personally. Oscar, why Ødegaard in when the Arsenal attack's missing Saka? Well, that definitely is a factor. Like, their attack might struggle without Saka now, it might not, but it's for a few reasons. First of all, I think him and Bruno are like neck and neck. On that players to buy video, their projections were neck and neck, but I just think he's way, way less owned. He's got the better immediate fixture. I think better fixtures after the game week 18 as well. He's probably going to be on penalties with Saka out. Not guaranteed, but a good chance. He'll take corners from the right side, set pieces. I just thought, why not? And I was saying earlier, tactically, I think there's a chance we might see Arteta just use Rice as the 6 rather than Rice and Partey. So I think he'll chuck in another body to be more attacking, essentially. So that might be how he makes up for the loss of Saka, chuck in another attacker. So we could see Trossard, Jesus, Martinelli, Havertz and Ødegaard all starting to try and make up for that loss of Saka in the team. That's possible. So I don't think he's I think he's a decent pick personally, but I recognise what you're saying. Like, there is a chance they just completely fall apart without him. Like, Arsenal massively dropped off about Ødegaard, but Ødegaard's arguably more important than Saka to the team. I'll also say that. Do you guys agree with that, or is that a bad take? Arguably, Ødegaard's more important to the team, and he's more of a loss when he's out, which we saw when Ødegaard was out for a while injured. We'll have to see obviously what happens with Saka out. Losses to Bournemouth, Newcastle, draws to Chelsea and Liverpool. I mean, not easy games either, but good take for me. Yes, I agree. Probably. Archie says true. So we'll see. Bad takes is HB. Yeah, we'll see what happens. It's going to be interesting to see how Arteta tries to solve the problem. And whether they even sign a new winger or not. Or whether he just persists with Martinelli. I mean, Jesus can play right wing. He mentioned Havertz could play there. Ranieri. Anyway, went on a bit of a tangent there. Rocky says, Merry Christmas. Vissa for Jesus or Wood for a -4. I don't know if I'd take a hit for either. For a -4. I'd consider it for 3, but for a -4, I don't think so. Brighton away is not a bad fixture for Vissa, really, is it? Let's be real. Arsenal relied on Saka too much this season. Saka's way more important. I think Saka's more important, not going to lie. So pretty divided opinions on that. I just think Odegaard, he dictates the tempo. He leads the press. He's like more of a leader on the pitch. So that's just my opinion anyway. We'll have to see what happens without Saka. That take could end up completely wrong if they fall apart without him. Both huge losses as well, don't get me wrong. Right. Super chat here. So yeah, I don't think I'd sell Vissa for a -4, Rocky. Hey Oscar, start 2 out of Duran, Iwobi and Sarr. I would start Duran and Sarr and bench Iwobi. Out of those. Yeah, I'd start Duran at Newcastle, start Sarr at Bournemouth and bench Iwobi. Cristobal says, I've got a headache. I need to bench 2 out of these 7. 2 out of these 7. Robertson, Munoz, KDB, Enzo, Rogers, Ja, Pedro and Duran. Keep up the good content. The problem with Robertson is I've got a gut feeling Tsimikas is going to start this one. Like, he's going to rotate, isn't he? Who's going to be rotated, though? Jota comes in up top, probably. I think there's a chance Tsimikas comes in at left back. I'm really hoping it's not like Quansah comes in at right back, because that would be bad. I've just bought Trent. I feel like Tsimikas is likely to come in, but it's such a great fixture. So, you can't bench KDB, but I'm not a massive fan of the KDB pick. I think I'd bench Robertson and Rogers out of these. I think Robertson and Rogers. It's whether you want to take a chance on that Robertson benching. I just think there's a good chance it happens. But if you don't want to take the chance, then bench Munoz. But I'd say Robertson and Rogers. Tsimikas just back from injury. No way he starts, surely. Well, he was on the bench last match, wasn't he? Is that true? I'm 99% sure he was on the bench last match, so he was fit enough to be in the squad. He didn't come on. Robertson and Trent both played 90. But Tsimikas was on the bench. Quansah was an unused sub as well. Yeah, it's difficult to predict, but I just think there's a good chance Tsimikas comes in. It just makes too much sense, doesn't it? Because then they've got West Ham away. That's a harder game. Then you put Robertson back in. But that's just like, yeah, it's the hardest part of FPL. And I think that's one of the biggest skills now, where there's still like, where you can still make lots of gains and others. It's being good at predicting minutes, and it's really difficult to do. But that would be my prediction. Tsimikas to come in. And the front three of Diaz, Jota, Salah. But let's see. I do like to try and make the predictions before the games, though, in my head, what I think will happen. Because then you can kind of learn from that and like adjust what you think, or how you think about how teams could line up, and then kind of slowly improve, I suppose, your expected minutes predictions. Connor says, Merry Crimbo Focal lad, gambling on Jota this week. Nice. Yeah, like I was just saying, I think he comes in up top. Massive upside pick this week. And we're looking at the projected goals for fixtures this season. 3.65 for Liverpool. That's the highest of any game this season. So, yeah, I think there'll be lots of goals in that. We're going to be giving away season membership to FPL.page and the FPL Focal app soon. I'll give away 5 premium memberships for the entire season. If you're interested in just supporting the site anyway, it is you can get an entire month for free on FPL.page or FPL Focal in the App Store. And you get perks like you can move the widgets around, you can customize the layout, drag and drop. It works on mobile and your phone. Custom color themes. So if anyone's not got the app, FPL Focal in the App Store. Links in the description. Senya Lump says, morning Oscar, wishing you good game, love you. Thanks very much, Senya Lump, as always. But yeah, for you can get an entire month of membership for free. So if you want to support me or just get a free month, then do that. You can even cancel it straight away, so you never get charged if you want to just have a free month. But after that, it's £1.49. And it supports the really high running costs. The costs are insane on the website. Genuinely insane. Like for the last week, just over $100. Just pulled it up there. So it's genuinely insanely expensive. I can even show you on the dashboard if you don't believe me. So yeah, we're going to give away season memberships anyway. We'll give away 5 shortly. Hitik says, hey Focal, Merry Christmas. Cunha, Saka, Van den Berg to Isaac, Sarr and Trent from -4 thoughts. I already have Gordon, bench Roberts or João Pedro. You know what? I think that's a great -4. I really like that. Obviously Cunha could punish you, but you're getting Isaac, you're getting Trent in, and you're replacing Saka. I would say do it. You already have Gordon, bench Rodgers or João Pedro. Bench Rodgers. FPL Attenborough. Haven't been called that before. Gordon to Martinelli. I wouldn't sell Gordon. I'm looking to buy him in a couple of weeks. Merry Christmas, Shawnee. Mitten, how we doing? Welcome to the stream. Rich says, like the stream, guys. Merry Christmas. Right. Hamza says, Haaland to Isaac and Greaves to Trent for a -4. Not for a -4. Not for a -4. I can't recommend selling Haaland for -4. I know he's been poor. I know Everton have been pretty good defensively, but for a -4, I don't think I'd do that. Personally. Not for a hit. Mitoma or Rodgers? Is that who to start this week? I'd probably give Mitoma one last go. One last start for Mitoma and then look to get rid of him. E2 AVB, hope you had a good one. Bench Enzo or Rodgers? I'd start Enzo. Took a -8 this week. Has anyone else taken any hits this week? -4, -8. Let's do a poll on that actually. -4, -8, -12 or more. Poll is up. Wellstone took a -4 for Trent. Nice. 4 transfers from -4. Nice. -8. Damn. Yeah, I mean, if anyone's managed to not take a hit this week, you're going to be on, not massive, but you will be on a nice little green arrow before the game week's even kicked off. Just because of the hits of the other players around you. Like, if you check your live rank, actually, as soon as the game week passes, as soon as the deadline passes and the game updates. Well, if anyone hasn't seen, there's a live rank widget. You just chuck your ID in there, and it will instantly give you your rank like that. I don't know whose team that is. But I bet you, if you do that, you'll instantly be on the green arrow as soon as the game updates later. You're rolling this game week. Nice. Going to roll. So do you not have Saka? Or are you just benching Saka? Any City team news? I don't think so. Let me check though. If we get anything, it'll probably be near a deadline. Nothing at the moment. Right, I'm just going to nip to the toilet. I'll be back in 2 seconds. I'm muted. I was saying I did wash my hands. What else was I saying? Yeah, so Adam asked, do I triple captain Salah this week or in the double game week in 24-25? I would save it for the double game week. There is undeniably more upside triple captain in someone in 2 fixtures than 1. Whatever the outcome is, there is undeniably more upside using it in 2 games. So I would save it. Yeah. I'd use it in the double whenever that comes in, which will probably be game week 24 or 25. And yes, I did wash my hands. Day 196 of calling Focal Smexy Geezer. Happy Christmas, Focal. PS, why are so many people on a hit? It's because of the Saka injury, I suppose. He was like, I think he was like 40% owned, wasn't he? I mean, how many people have sold him? 56% are on a hit. Whoa, 2.5 million. Oh, why is the cat back? What is going on? I can't hide the cat. Oh, it's gone. That's actually a new record. Let's tweet that. That's a new FPL record. $2.5 million people have sold him. Let me quickly tweet that. Right. Matt Saka is the most sold player in FPL history for a single game week. Yeah, I'm not sure about doubles, but that is the most in FPL history for a single game week. Who do you guys reckon is the most bought player this week? Most bought player. Alright, let's end that poll. 58% aren't taking a hit. 34% are taking a -4. 6% -8. 2% -12 or more. Yeah, yesterday I tweeted he might be, but now he actually is. Isaac. Let's have a look. Oh yeah, it is. 1.1 million. Luis Diaz, 677k. Gabriel Jesus. Whoa, how many? 627,000 have bought Jesus. Yeah, I'll tag a tweet against that one saying Estupinian was previously the record. Previous record is Estupinian, 2.29 million sales in Gaming 8 of 2020-24. And you'll remember that Estupinian last season, he was 5 million, I think, and he was in basically every team. And then he absolutely smashed it at the start of the season. He had like 2 goals and assist in like the first 2 weeks, and then he got 1 or 2 more returns, and then he scored an own goal and he got injured for months in the same game, and that was when like 2.2 million sold him. But Saka's just overtaken that, and he's now the most sold player in FPL history. Ilalo says, lady and gents, please like the video. Focal's such a nice and down-to-earth lad. A like would help him a lot, thank you. Appreciate that, thanks for the support. Yeah, if you are enjoying the stream, do like it. We just witnessed FPL history in the making, right here live. Anurag says, I have Colwell, Hall and Lewis. I can upgrade one to Trent and bench the other. So basically start, bench, sell. Start one of Sarr and Semenyo in midfield. Still think I'd rather Semenyo over Sarr in midfield, honestly. And keep Colwell and Hall. I'd upgrade Lewis to Trent. Yeah, do that. Lewis to Trent, and I think I'd still start Semenyo over Sarr this week. Next week, the other way around, if that makes sense. Thanks, Marcus. Jago says, like the stream, everyone. How many likes are we even on? I never have the streams open, so I don't even know how many are watching or how many likes are on. All I see is the chat. We'll have to take in Sancho. No. Just no. No Sancho, no. I don't understand Sancho. Start Semenyo or Rodgers? Semenyo. 626. Alright. Well, everyone hit like. Let's get it to 1,000. How about that for a target? Opinions on a bench boost. It's just so risky for me, in my opinion, at this time of the season. When rotation is unexpected. And it's a single game week. It's too risky in my view. I wouldn't use it right now. Semenyo or Rao? Semenyo. Cunha to Wood. It feels a little bit sideways this week, personally. Like, Cunha's got a home fixture. He's playing against Man United, who just shipped 3 goals to Bournemouth last game week. I know Wood's home to Spurs, and that's nice as well, but it's probably a minor upgrade. That's the thing. Is that worth a transfer for a minor upgrade? Probably not. Our Jagannath says, is captain in Jota over Salah too risky at 2 million overall rank? I think so, yeah. It's one of those, like, it wouldn't surprise you if he gets a brace or something, but I think he comes off early. Probably earlier than Salah. And he's not on pens, so why put yourself in a position where you need even more luck for it to come off? Just make what you think is the best decision each week, and you'll slowly gain rank with an accumulation of small but good decisions. That's essentially what FPL is. I think it's a dangerous game where you start going against the likeliest outcomes. And, you know, according to the market odds, the likeliest outcome is for Salah to score this week. Jota's up there, but you're just betting against something that's likelier. Like, if you went into a casino, the odds of red coming in were 70%. The odds of black coming in were 30%. But all you get is double your money back. You wouldn't go on the 30% one, would you? You'd say, oh, I'll obviously go for that one because it's likelier. So, not for me personally. It's not anything I would ever do. Am says, I'm using the triple captain for a double game week. When to use the assistant manager? I think one possible strategy that could work nicely is you triple captain that double game week, 24 or 25, whenever it drops in. You could wildcard in game week 30 and immediately use your assistant manager chip. Because obviously to use that chip, you need to have anywhere from 0.5 to 1.5 in the bank. And that's easy to prepare for on a wildcard. So you wildcard game week 30, immediately use the assistant manager, and then, you know, use your bench boost or free hit in the blanks and doubles after that. You could free hit in game week 29 just before 30. It's unclear at the moment, but that's a possible way to do it. Is Jackson a bad idea this week? No, I don't think so. I think he's a solid pick. Bruno to Ødegaard or Roll? No, I don't go Bruno to Ødegaard. That's very sideways, in my opinion. I think most people are thinking Saka to Bruno or Odegaard? I mean, let us know. Loads of you have sold Saka, right? Who did you buy? Chuck the name in the chat. Who did you buy for Saka? I think a lot of people are going to say Bruno, so I wouldn't be selling him for Odegaard. Disgusting says Jesus, Havertz and Martinelli take pens, they win. I mean, is that true? I'm not sure if that is. I think it's going to be dependent on the match, but it could be Odegaard. But yeah, he's not 100% on them. A lot of people going Odegaard, Bruno, Diaz, Foden, Jota, Martinelli, Sarr. I mean, this is it. There's so many options. So many genuinely good options. Foden, Odegaard, Ahmad, Diaz. Right, guesses in the chat. Who's going to be the top scorer this game week? It was Salah last game week. Who's it going to be this week? Garion says Jesus for Jackson. No, I wouldn't do that. I think arguably that's a downgrade. This week maybe a slight upgrade, but long term that's a downgrade. I wouldn't do that, Garion. Keep Jackson. Haaland, Salah again, Jesus. Oh, imagine if it's Jesus after I've just told Garion not to sell Jackson for him. No, I wouldn't sell Jackson for Jesus. I'd never make that move myself. I'd like to buy Jackson, if anything. João Pedro, Trent, Bowen, Salah, KDB. Hey, fun fact. 5 years ago today, Leicester have played Liverpool. Same fixture 5 years ago today. Trent got a 24-pointer. He got a goal, he got 3 assists, and he got a clean sheet in a 4-0 win. Involved in all 4 goals for a 24-point single game week. Now, I don't think he's going to do that again, I'll be honest. But if he did even half that, I'd be buzzing, honestly. And then we've got Trent FOMO. Razan, thanks for the 23 months. You're 1 off 2 years now. He says, by the way, at 2 years, you get a new, what do you call it? Like a new logo colour by your name. If anyone wants to become a member, you get a little logo by your name, Focal logo, different colours depending on how many months. And he asked, start 2 out of Wood, Jackson and Semenyo. So I'd start Jackson, Wood versus Semenyo. I think I'd probably start Wood over Semenyo. Given how poor the Spurs defence is, given they're missing players at the back, you know, no Romero, Van der Ven or Vicario till the new year. I'd play Wood. Udogie might be back in. But it could be Spence left back, Porro right back again. Any early City team news? Let's have a look. Don't think so. Let's check here. No, nothing at the moment. I'll keep an eye out, but nothing at the moment. Right, we're going to do the giveaway in a few minutes' time on FPL.page and the FPL Focal app. Basically, what I'll do is I'll put a code on screen, and you can redeem that when becoming a member, and you get the entire rest of the season for free. So, get ready to redeem it. All you have to do is on the app or the website. I won't be able to fit this all in, but in the top left corner there's a thing that says click here to hide ads. So go to that and then enter the code that I'll put on screen in a second, and there's 5 up for grabs, and you'll get the entire rest of the season premium for free. So I'll give it a few seconds for everyone to get a chance to line it up, and then I'll put that code on screen. Do I start Vardiol or Kirkes? I'd start Vardiol, Jim. Vardiol. Yeah, that's fair, Kano. Right, here we go. The code is, for the rest of the season, premium membership for free. There, Focal gift. Redeem that and you'll get the entire rest of the season for free. If you redeem it, you can even cancel straight away and you'll still get the rest of the season. Let us know in chat if you get it. Pat says, hi Oscar, bench 1, João Pedro, Semenyo or Enzo? Ooh, difficult one. I wouldn't bench João Pedro, so it's Semenyo or Enzo. I'd probably bench Enzo just about. God, it's really close, that one though. That's honestly a coin toss for me. So that's the code, Focal Gift. If you redeem that on FPL.page or on the app, you get completely free premium for the entire rest of the season. You didn't find where to put the code. It's where, if you click top left, click here to hide ads. It's like you're going to check out to become a member, but then you enter the code where it says enter code, and you'll see it says like free membership for the rest of the season. It says invalid, so it's been gone then. Someone's claimed it. Let me double check I actually set the code up. I'm 99% sure I did, but no one's come back and said they got it. Right, coupons. Oh, wait. I didn't actually do it, sorry. Get ready, because it's going to be available. There, go. It's available now, 5 up for grabs, using that same code, Focal Gift. Apologies. You have to do it in 2 places, that's why I forgot to do it. Jack says, start Sanchez or Fabianski. I think Sanchez. They've both got nice fixtures, but probably Sanchez home to Fulham than Fabianski away at Southampton. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you've heard, but Jurich said we're going to see death metal football from my Southampton side. So I think we are going to see a new manager bounce. He looks like a right character, and he's done well in the past, but he's got a bit of a mixed reputation as well. Was it at Girona he was at? And he got sacked like twice. Pratik got it. Nice one. Who else got it? Shrey got it. Nice one. Well done, everyone. Emphasis on the death. Oh, was it Roma? That was it. Start Colwill or Kirkes from Adam. I would start Kirkes for the upside. It's not a bad fixture home to Palace, but he's got way more upside because he's in fullback obviously and gets forward, whereas Colwill pretty much 6-point ceiling. Dan says Ahmad or Rodgers starting. I think I'd actually start Ahmad between those two, despite the Rodgers haul last game week. Where did you hear the Saka news? Well, there's loads of places reporting on it. Arteta said he'll be back before the end of the season. Team News and Ticks, who's reliable for Arsenal news, said he's hearing it's 8+ weeks. And he's really reliable for Arsenal, so yeah, either way it's not great. Like either way he's a sell. Like even if it ends up 4 weeks, like even if it ends up 1 week, he's a sell. I mean, if your team's well set up, you can obviously just bench him for a week and buy yourself some time to assess the replacements. That's also fine. But whatever way you shape it, like he's got to be a sell this week or next. James Ellis says, given there'll be a double game week, is triple captain Salah today a waste? Yeah, we were talking about it earlier, James, and I think I would save it for the double game week. I would save it. There's more upside using a triple captain than a double. And I was saying earlier, like, I hope it doesn't happen, but it wouldn't surprise me if Salah comes off early this match. Just because the schedule's so crazy right now. Look, 26th December they play. And the 29th they play again. So less than 3 days later they play again. So it's the perfect fixture for Liverpool to wrap the game up early, get a few goals against Leicester, and then take players off. So I just wouldn't be surprised either if his minutes are less. And if I'm triple captain to someone, I want them to be playing 90 if possible. Gareth says, hey Oscar, has FPL changed how you watch your team? As in watching Arsenal? Not so much Arsenal. Not so much Arsenal. Like, If I've got players against Arsenal, I'd still rather they blanked and Arsenal won. But yeah, I mean, one thing for me, FPL's completely changed, has been invested in all these random games. Like, there's 8 games on today, and I'm going to be following all of them as best I can, because I'll have players spread out throughout these games. And otherwise, I never would have cared about these games before. Like Bournemouth v Palace, that game just never would have crossed my mind. But now I'm like, oh, maybe Semenyo will get me something. How's Munoz playing? Is Eze back and a good factor? You know, Palmer here. I love Colwell. Will they keep a clean sheet? I've got Isak here. I've got Wood against Spurs. I've just got players spread out throughout all the games. So yeah, yes and no. Master Zupi says Saka and João Pedro to Foden, Jesus -4. Colwell to Munoz, Gameweek 19, bench Enzo or Cunha. Foden, Jesus, that is super differential. Colwell to Munoz, Gameweek 19. Is there no one else you can sell for Munoz? Like, Colwell's not bad. He's got Ipswich that week. But oh yeah, Munoz has got an even better fixture. Bench Enzo or Cunha? I'd probably bench Enzo. Pretty close that. I still think Cunha home to Man United's pretty good. New manager bounce. He's on pens. He's in form. Adam says, is this your final game with Bowen in the team? It might not be. I might actually make a similar move to Master Zupi. I might be going Van Heck to Munoz in Gameweek 19, and I'll play a 4-4-2 and bench Bowen probably against Liverpool. And then maybe I'll do Bowen to Gordon after that, but not sure yet. Right, let me just double check. Someone managed to actually redeem them that time. Redeem all 5. Yeah, all good. Nice. Right, we've got about half an hour till the deadline. I'll keep checking if there's any Man City leaks, but nothing at the moment for those asking. Start Cunha or Rodgers? Probably Cunha again. Oh, I just turned Siri on. Nori or Robinson? God, Nori. This season the leaks are dry, to be fair. Yeah, there's not been as much, Sammy. But obviously, like, some of them have gone paywalled with their leaks as well, so you have to pay to get it. Utter woke nonsense, eh? Start Nori or Robinson. Probably Nori. The thing is, does he come straight in after that result? I think I'd start Robinson, yeah. Just in case he doesn't start Nori. He probably does, but just in case he doesn't. Start Chris Wood over Ahmad or Enzo. I think I'd start him over Enzo, you know. I actually really like Ahmad this week. He was really unlucky not to get a return last game week. Eddie says, Oscar, who's the best mid for 6.7 mil or under? I would say... Oh, there's loads. Martinelli. Is he under? Ahmad, Enzo, Sarr. I'd probably put them in that order right now. Cliver. Yeah, Musa said Cliver. He's another one, actually. And he's on penalties as well for like 5.5, 5.6 mil. There's loads right now. It's quite an interesting time in the season because we've had this Saka injury. He was massively owned. But we've also had no clear best replacement and loads of options to flood to. Oblivious says, start 2 out of Ahmad, Rodgers, Colwell and João Pedro. Merry Christmas. Thanks, Oblivious. I would start... I think I'd start João Pedro and Ahmad out of these. I like Ahmad against Wolves and João Pedro against the Brentford team missing defenders on penalties. I think that makes the most sense. Hall or Dunk? Hall. Rodgers or Enzo? You know what? Despite the Hall, I'd say probably Enzo over Rodgers. He's got the home fixture. Newcastle have looked really good recently. So I already said, hey, just caught you in time. Welcome to the stream. Colwell or Munoz? Colwell. Whoever did the Jesus is Nell joke is a genius. I didn't even clock that, you know. Kulusevski or Chris Wood? Chris Wood. Your opinion about the Foden fixture? You know what? Everton have been so good recently. Playing deep, frustrating the opposition. But I just think, gut feeling, City win this one. Like 2 or 3-0. How would you feel if FPL updated prices in January? I think it would shake things up and get rid of cheat codes like Palmer was last year. They'll never do it, Josh. It wouldn't work. Like, how can you update the prices? Like, imagine last year they update Palmer from 5 mil to, I don't know, 9 mil last season. Well, so everyone like suddenly everyone's on minus 4 million in the bank. Or the people that had him already get half that profit. It doesn't make sense. I don't think they could ever do that in practice. It'll always be a thing where you have some player that has a breakout season and kind of breaks the game a bit to varying degrees. Like last season, Palmer was a massive anomaly with the season that he had. But I think it's always going to be like that. But I hear you. Like last season, it's almost a 10-player game when everyone's got Palmer. At times it was like a 9-player game because Haaland was 200% plus EO many weeks. So it gets harder to climb the ranks. But yeah, they'll never update prices during the season. I can't see them doing it. It won't be your Rodgers, Ashwin. This time it's 9. Who's the other 2? Salah and who? Salah and Palmer. I guess so. But captaincies, yeah, I don't know. Last week, Salah wasn't 200% EO, despite the haul. This week he will be. I think he'll be over 200%, so we'll lose rank for every point that Salah gets. Baker Man, we need to get you to 1k likes on the stream. I'm not sure how many it is, but yeah, if you can get this to 1k likes on the stream, that'd be massively appreciated. And I hope everyone's enjoyed the stream so far. We've got bang on 30 minutes till the deadline. We'll keep going and then we'll do predictions as well. Keep your questions coming. So I've made 2 transfers. I sold Saka for Odegaard and Porro to Trent. I'll be honest, that Saka injury actually saved me a really uncomfortable decision because I was thinking about selling Bowen to fund Trent. I would have had to go like Bowen to Enzo or Ahmad or something like that, but I didn't feel good about selling Bowen before Southampton. And there was no one else I could sell to do it unless I took a -4 involving Strand Larsen out. So in that sense it saved me from a headache, but absolute nightmare as an Arsenal fan. Who do you all support? Chuck your team in the chat. Faizan says, Merry Christmas, Oscars. Strand Larsen or Rodgers? I'd start Rodgers, Faizan. Best Flecken replacements. If you can get up to Alisson or Raya, they're by far the best 2. Otherwise, Henderson. City. United. United with crying emojis. Bournemouth, Liverpool, Spursy, Celtic. What was that team? IFK Norrköping. Hopefully I pronounced it right. Forest, Liverpool, City, Accrington, Stanley. Who are they? LUFC, City, United, Barcelona. What is going on in La Liga? Did no one want it? No one wants it. Also, what's also surprising is this calendar year, Sorloth is the top scorer with 31 goals this year. So he's actually 2 ahead of Lewandowski. And he was at Crystal Palace. Who remembers that? And he didn't score a single goal for them. I think he was there for 2 seasons. Didn't score a single goal. And now look at him, top scorer this calendar year in La Liga, ahead of Lewandowski. Yeah, La Liga is crazy this season. Seems like no one wants it. Hey, we got 1,000 likes. Thanks very much, everyone. Appreciate your support. Former Crystal Palace forward Sorloth, 0 goals in 16 games. Crazy, isn't it? Right player, wrong team, I guess. Or, you know, maybe he couldn't adjust to the... Some players struggle to adjust when they come to certain leagues, whether it's the culture or the team itself or a mixture of things. Who remembers Alexis Sanchez to Man United, and then he said after his first training session he wanted to leave. Like, I don't know what happened in that training session, if that's true. Whoa, Timothy! He says, here's £18 to buy Teddy treats. Thank you, Oscar, for being the best FPL content creator. Please bless my Captain Palmer again tonight. I'm kidding. Bless Salah more. Like and subscribe, everyone. Like and subscribe, everyone, if you want to run good. Thanks so much, Timothy. Appreciate your support. Yeah, thanks for the generous super chat as well. My confetti cannon's not working. Oh, there we go. What else have we got here? Whoa. Uh-oh. Is that not going to turn off? Thanks for that. Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't surprise you at all, like, if Palmer smashes it as well. But I can't imagine myself ever going against Salah after the week he's had. And then against Leicester of all teams. At Anfield. Teddy has enough treats though. He's getting a bit overweight, I'll be honest. FPL Mikkel says, I spent my free transfers, but I still have Vardy on my team with Gabriel, Trent and Hall. Going forward, should I prioritise getting rid of Vardy or wait? Oh, the thing is, the fixtures are so nice now, Mikkel. Like, you can start him over Hall for the next 3 anyway, right? And then make a call on selling him. But he's got a really nice block of 5 games. It's not a rush to sell him, that's for sure. But if you have, like, I don't know, a couple of transfers in 2 weeks' time and you can afford some other nice upgrade. Like, you know, Bruno from Gameweek 20, I think it is, Southampton home. If selling Vardy will get you that, you know, that sort of thing could be worth selling him. But I don't think he's a rush to sell. Chris Aso says, Saka to Martinelli or Sarr, or wait 1 week and play Enzo. I think playing Enzo is alright for a week. If you want to just wait and reassess who the best replacements are. I don't hate that plan at all. Shawnee P, thanks for becoming a member. Thanks very much for that, Shawnee. Why is this not working? Oh, it's a bit slow. Thank you, Shawnee. Saka to Martinelli or Sarr, or wait 1 week and play Enzo. I think it's alright to wait now. Like, Enzo's nice to play this week. And if you wait, you get more information. You might, I don't know, if Sarr impresses against Bournemouth and you buy him home to Southampton. Yeah, if you've got Discord, Shawnee, if you link your YouTube account, you get access to the members channel as well. If anyone wants to be a member, use the join button below the stream. Sarr and Trent in for Greaves and Saka. Yeah, I like that, Peter. It's a nice pair of moves. Man City lineup. Don't know if we've had anything on them, but let me check. What's over here? No, just predicted lineups at the moment. Nothing at the moment. Rodgers or Colwell? I'd start the attacker in that circumstance, because Rodgers is way more higher upside than Colwell, so start Rodgers. Rodgers or Semenyo? I'd say Semenyo. Better fixture, and he's playing at home. Thoughts on the Salah Christmas curse? Is that actually a thing? I'm not sure it is. Didn't happen a few years ago, just like a couple of Christmases in a row. He blanked after Christmas. I don't think it's actually a thing, no. I don't believe in the Salah Christmas curse. Bench one out of Jackson, Cunha and João Pedro. I think it'd have to be Cunha, based on the 3 fixtures they've got. They won the league in the 1920 season when he posted the tree. Well, there you go. Talk me out of triple captain Salah again. Well, they've got the double game week to come, haven't they? I don't see why you wouldn't save it for that. And I'm not sure if his minutes are as high this week. Like, it wouldn't surprise me if he gets 80-ish. Whereas in a double game week, he might get 170. So he's way likely to get more. Plus, you get the points in both games doubled. So double the appearance points for both games, the clean sheet points, the goals and the assists. I just think it makes sense to save it for the double, personally, even though it's such a great fixture this week. Peter says, good luck, everyone. May your arrows be green. Yeah, I hope you'll smash it. I hope you'll hit 100 plus points. Maybe it'll happen, given the projected goals for Liverpool and Arsenal, especially this week. Is Cunha playing today? Yeah, there's nothing been announced on his ban, so it looks like he's all good. Vinny says, first season playing, 1,098 points. He's 104k, but he's used all chips. You might regret using all the chips later in the season, but it's your first season, so that's stuff you learn as you go. Hey Yazan, how we doing, mate? Hope you're well as well. Lewis says, what player will be the highest scorer this week? Well, we did the Kings of the Game Week earlier, the predictions, and most people obviously said Salah again. But confetti went off then. But there were people saying like Bowen, Palmer, Trent. It's 5 years ago today that Trent got 24 points against the exact same team. He played against Leicester on Boxing Day 2019. He got a goal, 3 assists, clean sheet, and 3 bonus for a 24-pointer. Not expecting him to do the same again. But it often surprises you, the king of the game week. Sometimes it doesn't, like last game week, but often it's a random play you never expected. Omar says, my 100 points will depend on if I start Sarr or Rodgers. It's quite a difficult one, that, Sarr or Rodgers, because they're both doing well, but if I had to pick one, probably Rodgers. Yeah, I saw the City Extra tweet, but that's predicted, isn't it? Isn't that a predicted lineup? Yeah, it says here's how we predict Pep will line up. Rohan says -4 for Munoz and Jesus and Isak and Diaz in for Saka, Cunha, Evan Nilsson and Dallo. Thoughts? I like it, but you do have 2 slightly punty picks there in Jesus and Diaz, but I like it. Like this week, you couldn't really ask for more upside with who you're bringing in. Do you need to sell Dallo to fund it? Is that why you're doing that? Because Dallo's okay against Wolves, but is that the only way you can fund it, or can you avoid the hit? Like, I feel like you could maybe avoid the hit, whether it's saving Cunha or saving Dallo. Okay, so you have to sell Cunha for Jesus. Aren't they the same price? I probably wouldn't do the -4 personally, but I like the moves. It's not a bad -4. I'll put it that way. Diaz will most likely get benched. I'm not sure if he'll be benched. I think my best guess is Diaz, Jota, Salah front 3, but either way, like, he'll come off early for Gakpo if he starts. That's just why I'm personally swerving him. Would you buy Jesus? I reckon he starts. I personally wouldn't buy him, but I do reckon he starts, and it is a really nice fixture, to be fair. I was saying at the start of the stream, this season I'm trying to not buy players that are not completely nailed or like slight minutes risks. And I've literally deviated from that once this season, and it was Luis Diaz, and he went on to get benched like straight away. So yeah, I don't mind the Jesus pick though. It really depends on what kind of FPL manager you are and what your strategy is, because he's like massive differential, huge upside, But he's like one bad game away from Havertz leading the line again, in my view. That's the only thing with him. So I've got like Wood and Isak as my front two. They're not going to suddenly start getting benched, are they? If they have a couple of bad games, they'll persist with them up top. But it's an opportunity for sure. Like, I remember last season, I think it was last season, was it Havertz who got injured and then Nketiah was nailed on to start home to Sheffield United? Was it last season or the season before? Anyway, Nketiah was like nailed on to start home to Sheffield United, and a few people took the chance on him, and he got a hat-trick home to Sheffield United. It was last season. Anyone remember that? Yeah, Risky Pulse says it was last season. So it could be another one of those moments for sure. But not for me. Praz did that move. Oh yeah, he did, didn't he? Any City team news? Don't think so. We've got like 15 minutes till deadline. Nothing at the moment. Keep your questions coming. Yeah, 15 minutes till deadline. Then the year before he scored that double against United. I wanted him and gave up, was so mad. Like it could be another one of those games, home to Ipswich, where he hauls, but for me it's just like you're booking in a transfer to sell him again. He's going to frustrate you in no time. If he's about to hit like a purple patch though, then yeah, massive upside, but I'd rather a nailed striker. I'll start Greaves over Salah. Oh yeah, sorry, you're right. Let's make that change. Salah, second or third on the bench? Probably third, right? Oh, look, it's put the captaincy on Greaves as well. Imagine if like my internet went. Wait, let me refresh that. That'd be like season over. What's your ideal defensive four? I would say it'd be Trent, Gabriel, Munoz, and Hall, perhaps. But like Hall and Colwell are pretty comparable. But maybe that. I really like Munoz from next week. Like the fixtures are just crazy long term for Palace from next week. So it's Southampton, Chelsea, obviously not great. I'd bench him there. Leicester, West Ham, Brentford, Man United, Everton, Fulham, Villa, Ipswich. Like he's such a potential long-term buyer from next game week. And he's 4.7 mil. And on top of that, this season he's fourth among all defenders for expected goal involvement. So in that wing-back role. His XGI is already more than the entirety of last season. So like he's gone up a level basically. So I think he could be a potential bargain for 4.7. I think he started at 5 and he went down, but he's actually done fairly well. And he served his suspension, so he's back now as well. He'll need 10 yellows for another suspension. Heike says, would you pick Kulu, Ahmad or Sarr on a wild card? I'd go Ahmad between those three. He's the cheapest and he's, I guess, the most consistent right now. Incredibly unlucky to blank last game week. I'd say Ahmad. I just want to see a bit more from Sarr before I consider him. Like if he scores against Bournemouth, then it's like, alright, away we go. Southampton home, get him in. Pat says, Oscar, start Lewis or Robinson. If there's no leaks, I'd probably still take the chance on Lewis just because of the clean sheet odds. We might get something in the next 15 before the deadline. But I mean, Robinson's away at Chelsea. It'd be really surprising if they can hold them goalless at Stamford Bridge. So I'd go with Lewis. But yeah, it's not out of the question that Walker comes in. Is it worth Gomez to Trent? Yeah, I mean, that's a huge upgrade. It's a lot of money needed, but that's a big upgrade, yeah. KDB or Martinelli? Martinelli. There's everyone's favourite tune. Absolute tune. Boxing at Canvas. Flecken or Ramsdale. Let's have a look at the clean sheet odds. If anyone else has got 50-50 calls and a few defenders or your keepers, then see here. What was it? Flecken or Ramsdale from Greg. Southampton, where are they? 20%. Brentford 16, so it's really close, to be fair. If I'm honest, I don't think either team keep a clean sheet, but yeah, go for Ramsdale based on the clean sheet odds. It's 4% difference either way, but why not? Potential new manager bounce. Yeah, not ideal. 20 versus 12%. I so nearly didn't buy Ramsdale as well. I mean, Raya. Remember when he was that massive doubt for the game? To be fair, he did nothing for like 5 weeks after that, but I nearly didn't get him on the wild card. It was there, wasn't it? Oh my god, I've forgotten how ridiculous that run was. Leicester home, Southampton home. You're like, okay, there has to be at least a clean sheet in there. Didn't keep a clean sheet in either. 0.32 XGC. They didn't even keep a clean sheet till game week 12. So I went like 5 or 6 games without a clean sheet from him. Crazy. Right, let's refresh here. See if we've got any leaks. Nothing at the moment. Keep your questions coming. Another 10 or so minutes till the deadline, and then we'll do scoreline predictions and all that. Thoughts on Foden as a differential? I don't hate it. But he scored once this season, and that was last game week. Like, City are just so off it. They've been so poor recently. It's unbelievable how reliant they clearly were on Rodri. Other injuries as well haven't helped, but like, he was clearly the spine of the team, and they're well and truly out of the title race already. I can't imagine them pulling it back now. Even if they spent 200 mil in January, they'd have to win like every single game. Liverpool would have to drop points or get a serious injury. But yeah, I like the Foden pick. The fixtures are there, but it is quite punty. He's not completely nailed, I suppose. Have you ever narrated an audiobook? No, I've never done that. Never done that. Though my ex loved my voice, and she asked me to do I guess it was an audiobook. It was like Ezio Trot by Roald Dahl. And I recorded myself reading it and sent it to her on request. But not like a public audiobook, no. Just that. Ajiako says, bench Robinson or Van Heck? Robinson or Van Heck? Bit of a coin toss, this one. Like, Van Heck's got the better clean sheet odds. He's got no goal threat, really. Robinson does have a lot of goal threat. I think I would actually bench Van Heck. Bench Van Heck. De Bruyne or Foden? If I had to pick one, Foden. How are we doing, Levi? Cunha to Jesus or save a transfer? I can understand why people are doing it. Like, it's huge upside, Jesus. It really depends on what type of FPL manager you are. Like, if I personally am not buying anyone that's an X-Men's risk this season if I can help it, but he is huge upside. It's not a bad fixture though, Cunha home to Man United. He's on pens. Man United just conceded 3 to Bournemouth. I probably wouldn't do it. It is big upside though if you want to take the risk on him. But I just feel like, does anyone else not think Jesus is like a headache in like 2 or 3 game weeks? Maybe even game week 19. Like, look how busy the schedule is. 27th, 1st, 4th. Is he really going to start all 3 games? I just don't buy it. He's big upside, but I just don't buy it. I don't buy the X-Mins. Fudgy says, who to bench up? Matoma, Ahmad, João Pedro and Cunha. I wouldn't bench Ahmad. I wouldn't bench João Pedro. So it's Matoma or Cunha. I think I'd probably give Mitoma the start just because of the players that Brentford are missing at the back, and bench Cunha. So start the first three. Connor says, any midfielders you'd -4 for this week, Focal lad? For a -4, well, it depends who you're playing if you don't take the -4, but probably not. Alright, let's have another check if there's any news. Nothing at the moment. Yeah, it depends who you're playing instead, Connor, but probably not. Rogers or Ahmad? Ahmad. Hall or Colwell? Hall. Trent captain. Not for me. Not personally. I know he had that massive haul like 5 years ago on this day, but these are the FPL review projections, and Trent's, what is that, almost he's 2.8 behind on Salah. Salah's set at 8.5. I ballparked his minutes here at 79. Could be wrong. Maybe he gets to 90. Palmer 7.4, Haaland 6.9, Ødegaard 6.7, Isak, Trent, Jota, Bruno, Bowen. My mins could be wrong on a few of these players. I put Jota at like 64, predicting a start and then off early for Gakpo, but that's a guess. Ødegaard, your absolute nailed swap for Saka. That's who I've gone with, but I do think there's a lot of good options. There's none that's like clearly the best. Like Bruno's great. I think Enzo's great. Ahmad's great. Sarr could be good. Bowen, if you can bench him for a couple of weeks. Bowen and Rogers rotate incredibly well. So, oh, I need to tweet my team still. Let me do that. I've forgotten to do that. Take a screenshot there. And share the team. Right, game week. Is it game week 18? Yeah. So it was Saka plus Pedro Porro to, let's copy and paste his name, Ødegaard, sorry, it'll be 1 sec. I always try and share my team before the deadline. Still get complaints like, you said you were going to do this and you did that. It's like, well, my team's never locked in on a team selection video. Plus I stream exactly what I'm doing. Plus I tweet it before the deadline without fail every game week. But still get occasional hate for if I change my mind. We all change our minds sometimes. I don't know about you guys, but do you ever like think of something on Monday and then it gets to Friday and something else better comes to mind? Happens all the time. Right, so let's share that. Right, back to the stream. We've got 5 more minutes. Keep your questions coming. Jack says, start Rogers or Mbumo this week. I'd start Mbumo. I think a few others as well. Joe asked the same. I would start Mbumo over Rogers, because he's on pens, takes some set pieces. The Flisk with the 31 months. He says, start Rogers or Strand Larsen. I'd start Rogers, Flisk. I'd start Rogers between those two. Yeah, we're talking about Strand Larsen early, and he's been such a disappointment. Like, he did okay when I first got him in, but then 4 blanks in a row. Assist, brace. I mean, he could still work out a handy, cheap enabler when Cunha gets his ban, because who's going to score the goals? Maybe no one scores the goals, but like it could be a good option. Someone's got to make up the goal percentages, because, you know, Cunha scores such a huge percentage of their goals, and someone's going to have to fill in and be their main source of goals. So maybe that'll be Strand Larsen. So I might end up just keeping him, but bench him mostly. Is Haaland to sell? I wouldn't sell him unless you don't have Palmer or Salah. Then I would. Manu Rock says Saka to Bruno done. Porro or Dallo to Trent from -4. I'd probably do Porro to Trent -4. Yeah, I probably would. The Spurs defence is just so shot right now because of all the injuries they've got. Plus, they've never been a particularly good team defensively anyway. So, I just think that's worth it. Like, you could get that 4 points back this week. If not, you'll get it in the next 2 or 3 weeks. Clean sheet odds. Alright, here we are. CFJW says Saka and Strand Larson to Isak and Diaz for a -4. I like that. I like that. That's a good pair of moves. Diaz, we were talking about him earlier. It's not someone I'll go for just because he's not totally nailed. I still think like there's a chance that he gets benched in the next few game weeks. Just because the schedule's so busy. 26th, 29th, 5th. Their turnaround's a bit nicer. It's a week between that and that. But we were there early in the season, weren't we? And he was doing so well, and then he was getting benched all of a sudden. 1 or 2 might have been after an international break, but not all of them. Slot's got serious depth at his disposal, so I prefer Erdegaard or Bruno. But don't hate Diaz, like massive upside this week. I'm just going to avoid it. Avoid myself the stress of waiting for the lineups to drop and hoping that my player starts. Dr. Yazan says, hi mate, who would you start? Gabriel, Trent, Anderson, Mikalenko, Hall, Salah, Bruno, okay. So, I'm trying to rush through this because we've got 2 minutes. Bench Mikalenko. And bench Anderson. So 3-5-2. And bench Enzo. And bench Enzo, yeah. And start João Pedro. Bench Anderson, Mikalenko, and Enzo. Would be what I do. Jared says, Vissa, Saka, and Hall, Mikalenko to Trent for -4. Vissa, Saka, and Hall / Mikalenko to Trent for -4. Which one would you sell for Trent with the double coming up? I'd still sell Mikalenko. I wouldn't sell anyone else for a -4 for Trent. Like, Hall's still a great pick. Start Colwill or Kirkes. I mean, start Kirkes. He's got some goal threat about him. Colwill's 6-point ceiling. Chase the upside. I imagine their clean sheet odds are similar as well. 1 minute till the deadline. Let's refresh and make sure that's all saved. It is. Matoma or Madison? Matoma. I know it's difficult to do a -4 question a minute before the deadline because I want to think about it and give a proper answer, but I think we're almost there now. So what we'll do then is we'll do predictions for the game week and see what you're all saying for this week. What do we think is going to happen? Oh, is the site down? Oh, there we go. Man City. Oh yeah, let me take slow mode off as well so you can all go wild with your guesses. Let me do that. In the meantime, get your predictions in. Man City versus Everton. First game of the game week. Scoreline predictions. Slow mode is off. There we go. Is that off? Yeah. Boom. 2-0. 3-0. 2-0. 2-0. 3-0. Bournemouth versus Palace. Bournemouth v Palace. What are we saying for this one? Today's so stacked. God, I'm so excited for today. 8 games on today. Put which game you're predicting for as well. Delboy says City will pump them 5-0. City versus Everton, that was. Bournemouth v Palace. What are we saying? 1-0 to Palace. 2-1 Bournemouth. 2-1. 2-1 Bournemouth. 1-0 to Palace. Pretty mixed for this one. 1-1. Okay. Chelsea versus Fulham. 3 o'clock this afternoon. What are we saying? Chelsea v Fulham. 2-1 Chelsea. 3-1 Chelsea. 3-1. Okay. Slow mode's off so you can guess as much as you want, as fast as you want. Newcastle v Villa. Also at 3 o'clock later today. Newcastle versus Aston Villa. 2-1 to Newcastle. 2-1. 3-3 banger. You reckon? I don't think it'll be that high scoring. I think there's going to be some low scoring games this week. 2-1. Okay. Nottingham Forest versus Spurs. Forest v Spurs. Oh, please, if Wood can get me something at this game. The patience for holding him. If he gets something here, I'll be buzzing. What are we saying? Forest v Spurs. 2-2. 2-1 to Forest. 2-2. 2-2. Southampton versus West Ham. Southampton v West Ham. What are we saying? One all. Everyone reckons it's going to be low scoring. Okay, I must be missing something. I was expecting better than 1-1 from this game, but maybe it will be. New manager bounce, we'll see. Oh, that'd be a bad result for West Ham if it's 1-1, but it is away. Wolves v Man United. Can Man United bounce back? Can Wolves keep their new manager bounce form going? What website is it? It's superbrew.com. Not sponsored or anything. We've used it for years. It's just a fun one to do on streams together. 2-2. 3-2. 2-0 to Wolves. 2-2. Okay. Damn. Liverpool versus Leicester City. Realistic guesses. No like 15 nils. Liverpool v Leicester. What are we saying? Liverpool versus Leicester. 4-0, 4-1, 4-0. 4-0, okay. I mean, that wouldn't surprise me. Brighton v Brentford. Just a couple left to do. He did it in the last seconds, but you don't know if it got taken or not, says Yazan. Waiting for the app to update. Pedro to Gabriel. God, I hope it saved it. But that is a lesson to not do that to yourself. It's too stressful doing it last minute like that. Or too last minute. It's okay in 5 minutes before the deadline. That's enough time. 2-1 to Brentford. 1-1. Okay. Arsenal versus Ipswich. Final game on Friday night. Arsenal v Ipswich. What are we saying for this one? 3-0 Arsenal. 3-0. 3-0. Alright. Let's lock it in. Hey, we've got another green arrow to 27th last game week. So, that is it. That is the deadline. Thank you all for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed the stream. If you did, then hit like before you go. And make sure you subscribe as well. Appreciate you all here. Appreciate you all being here. Hope you smash it this game week and get a big green arrow. That's it from me. Focal out.